Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm back with another video. Today we're going to spice things up a little bit. We're going to go ahead and do a cedar plank grilled salmon with a homemade jerk sauce, some dirty rice, and garlic butter shrimp skewers. It's going to be a few parts to this video, but the first part we're going to do is actually making the homemade jerk sauce. Caribbean jerk is known for not only its bold flavor and heat, but there's an explosion of spice with every bite. So what we've got that we're going to make our sauce with is 1.5 cups of brown sugar, ½ cup of allspice berries, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of fresh thyme, salt and pepper, excuse me, ½ teaspoon of nutmeg, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. Those are part of the ingredients. Along with that, we're going to put 5 cloves of garlic, 1 chunk of fresh ginger, about a 1-inch cube, 2 bunches of green onions, and then 4 or 5 Scotch bonnet peppers or habanero, whichever one you can get. They're closely related. Scotch bonnets have a little bit more sweetness to them, but either one will do. It is a spicier dish, but it's absolutely delicious. So all you do is get yourself a food processor or a blender. I'm going to use my blender. And I put the liquid in first. That right there is 2 cups of orange juice, ½ cup of apple cider vinegar, and then I just put in the dry ingredients. Put them all in the pot. Gonna blend it up. It's good to make this the night before. You don't have to, but you could actually make a bunch of this and let it set indefinitely, and you're gonna be just fine. Let's get that soy sauce in here. Worcestershire. Let's give that a buzz or two. Okay. Go ahead and throw in your peppers, green onions, garlic, ginger. Mix that up really well in your food processor or blender, whichever one you're using. You want everything to combine really well. Pulse it a couple times, making sure it gets all those berries. Okay, in the end, what you should have is an off green colored marinade or sauce that just has an explosion of flavor and smell to it. I'll be right back to show you how to prepare the salmon. On the wood cedar plank, I put a bed of sage underneath it. It allows a lot more aroma, and half of taste is actual smell. So we'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. Now that we got our marinade made, it's set to the side and resting, now it's time to get everything ready for the grill. So what we've got here is I've got salmon fillet. It's about 1.3 pounds. That'll give me a good 4 servings, which is plenty. And then we have shrimp skewer that we're just going to put salt and pepper on, because in the end we're going to put that on top of our dirty rice with a little bit of citrus garlic butter, just lemon garlic butter. So the first thing you want to do if you're doing cedar plank anything, you got to let your cedar plank soak in water for 2 to 3 hours. This is going to allow moisture to come in and to where the thing won't catch on fire right when it's on the grill. So what I like to do is take my salmon and actually put it on a bed of fresh sage. And then go ahead and put my salmon fillet directly on that bed of sage. What that's going to do is it's going to steam that sage, and it's going to permeate throughout the fish itself. Like I said earlier, half of taste is actually the aroma and smell as you're eating it. What we're going to do for the garnish on top of this is a pineapple pepper salsa, chutney, whatever you want to call it. And what that consists of is ½ cup of red pepper, ½ cup of orange pepper, pineapple, radish, and some cilantro. I just throw all of that right into the pot. Take some pineapple juice and salt and pepper. Mix it up really well. Put it in the refrigerator right away. You want this kind of break down a little bit. The acid in the pineapple juice will help do that. This is going to be a very colorful topping for the salmon that is also going to help with the extreme flavor that the salmon's going to put off because of that jerk rub. So in the end, you have something very colorful to put on top. We got our salmon ready. We're going to do a dirty rice. I like to use jasmine rice just because it has a really good aroma and flavor when you bite into it. When you're doing something like this, just follow the package directions. Whatever water it calls for, I substitute that with chicken broth, low sodium, so it doesn't get too salty. And then just follow the directions as it calls. Once the rice is done, what I'm going to do is actually mix a cup of black beans and then a spice rub or spice mixture of my own Caribbean jerk seasoning that I'll post online after everything's done. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to set up, take everything outside, and show you guys how to grill it. Hey guys, I'm back. Now's the fun part of the episode, actually getting to put on the grill. We've got everything set up, everything ready to go. Once again, just to recap a little bit, take your cedar plank, soak it in water for a couple hours, or it's just going to light on fire when you put it on the grill. It is going to char, but that's okay. It's also going to release moisture, and because we went ahead and put a bed of sage underneath it, that's going to give some aroma to the salmon. At this point, all we have to do is dress the salmon, get it put on the grill. It's going to be on the grill for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how thick the salmon flake is. So now this marinade in this sauce has a lot of flavor. You do not have to coat this like barbecue sauce, but make sure it has a pretty good liberal coating. Now don't get me wrong, we used habanero peppers. There is going to be a bite to this. There is going to be a bite. However, it dissipates pretty quickly. You can substitute habaneros for any pepper you like. You can use a jalapeno, you can use serrano, just to give a little bit of spice to it. You could actually do it with just black pepper and just have a good flavor without the bite to it, and that would be just fine too. So we got that lathered up there. We're ready to put this on the grill. I put it right over the coals just to the side. That's going to allow a lot of the direct heat to come underneath the wood plank but still convect around and cook it. I like to throw some lemons on top. That just adds to the flavor. We will probably come back and put a little bit more marinade about halfway through, or just right when we put the shrimp on. And just close that. Like I said, about 10-15 minutes. Check on it after about 10 minutes. Make sure that it's not burning or anything like that. If you got a real thick piece of filet, it's probably going to take about 15 minutes to cook all the way through. You just want to make sure it's flaky and good all the way through. While that's setting up and cooking, what we're going to do is go ahead and dress the shrimp. This is very simple. We're going to have a lot of flavor in the salmon and the dirty rice, so we don't need to over season everything because it's going to complement each other and you're going to have plenty of flavor throughout this entire dish. So I just took 4 shrimp, put them on a skewer, cleaned, veined, ready to go. Took 3 tablespoons of butter, half teaspoon of lemon zest, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic. And then I threw some parsley in there just for color. We'll mix it up. Just run it over the shrimp a little bit. Both sides of it. That aside. Got a little cracked black and salt all pre-mixed. Just sprinkle it a little bit. It doesn't need to be a lot. Like I said, this is going to go on top of our dirty rice, so there's just going to be flavor banging through the whole thing. What I'll do is I'll take this from here, put it in the fridge, and wait until we're a little bit closer, probably about 10 minutes or so. I'll come out, put the shrimp on. It's only going to need a couple minutes per side. I do like to get a little bit of a char on it. It adds a little bit to the flavor. So I'm going to go put this up, and when I come back, what we're going to have is we're going to have our finished salmon. We'll take you inside, we'll dress it, and we'll go from there. Hey guys, I'm back. It's been about 15 minutes. The salmon has a nice crust over the top. The shrimp has a little bit of bark on it. And now we're ready to just plate it and dig in. What I like to do is basically present it in a way as if it was at a restaurant. So we'll take these lemons that we used, go ahead and toss those off. They've served their purpose. Dirty rice is ready to go. Again, that was jasmine rice, black beans, and then my homemade Caribbean jerk seasoning, which I'll post after the fact. So what I do is go ahead and get your plate ready. Put a bed of the dirty rice down. Be pretty liberal with it. The rice is delicious and will offset a lot of the banging flavor that's in the salmon itself. Got your shrimp skewers. Set those to the side for a second. Remember, you have a bed of sage underneath this, so I'm going to come right into the middle, slice off about an 8-ounce portion of the salmon. Place that right on top of your dirty rice. Take a little bit more, just a little bit because it's a strong sauce, of the jerk sauce. Place it all over the top of it. Sprinkle that with a little bit of parsley just for color. Come right in with our pineapple pepper salsa right on top of it. Take our shrimp skewers, pull the shrimp off, put them right on the rice. Take a little bit of our butter drizzle, put it right over the shrimp. In the end, what you got is a Caribbean jerk salmon with dirty rice and lemon, butter, garlic, shrimp. I appreciate all the feedback I've been getting. Once I post this video, I'm going to post a link in the comments that you can click on, and that's going to allow you to communicate directly with me and tell me what you would like to see on future videos. Whatever ethnicity of food you want to see, I'll put my own twist on it and make sure that it's delicious. And once again, I love y'all and I appreciate y'all.